It's a worry every day because it is a dangerous job and it doesn't take prisoners. If you get hit by something here, you're either badly injured or you're killed. You know, there's no little injuries here.
The incident occurred just after a concrete pour had been completed for CP6 at Finsbury Circus. The concrete was batched on the surface and pumped from there down the shaft to CP6. When the pour was finished, the usual line cleaning operations commenced. The line appeared to be blocked, so the pit boss okayed the removal of some of the pipework in order to attempt to clear the blockage and save the line in the shaft. This appeared to work. The go-ahead was given to wash out the line. The pit boss and one of the miners were standing at the bottom of the shaft, just a few meters away from the end of the pipe. Michael Broderick sustained 8 fractured ribs and a punctured lung.
I was just glad to be alive. Sore for a long, long time after it. I was just happy to come out of it in one piece.
It was a Saturday morning weekend. It had been raining quite heavily the night before and a bit of water had travelled in from the outside the shed and had just run down the side of the shaft. It had just managed to hit the cutting edge and splash out onto the lower section of the staircase running down the shaft. Twisted his knee quite badly. He ended up bringing him out in the stretcher and he had the week off work. It was reportable.
The batching team had just completed pumping shotcrete for an advance in PT East. The lead pump operator started to clean the line. A sponge ball was placed in the first section of the line and then the air cannon fitted. The air was turned on. The air was on for 4 to 5 minutes when the pump operator was informed by pit bottom that nothing was coming through.
Nothing's coming through at all.
The air inlet valve was turned off and the air release valve was opened to release any build-up of air. The operator then left the air release valve open and opened the air inlet valve to ensure air was getting into the air cannon and was being released through the air release valve, but nothing came out. The gauge on the release valve was reading 0. This was now considered as a mechanical issue and the fitter was contacted. Due to the gauge reading 0, it was agreed by all present that no air was in the cannon or line. Pat Prendergast was initially diagnosed with bruising, swelling and muscular damage and required shotcrete debris and fibres to be removed from his knee. It was later discovered that his leg had sustained 2 fractures and had no pulse. This required an emergency operation to save the limb.
Well, at the start of our shift, we were briefed by the senior engineer on the works was taking place that night. The work we were doing was going to be breaking all night, all shift. About an hour and a half into the start of the shift, we had to reposition the machine. After getting the machine into position, I said to my mate that I was going back out shaft side of the machine, and he gave me the go-ahead to do so. I don't remember it actually happening. As it was coming down, the hydraulic hoses broke away, striking me on the shoulder and arm, and that was it. You can never be too careful. Never be too careful. With the plant we use, that plant is heavier than we are, and it will hurt you. You know, I can vouch for that.
thing is, I know all these lads. I've worked with these lads for years and years, and I know their wives, I know the kids. You know, I don't want to be the one going home saying, I've hurt your husband, or, you know, I've maimed you.
Like all major projects, the work we do does carry elements of risk. This is why we need robust, safe systems of work. But those safe systems of work can be weak if the culture round about it is not there to support it. And what we need here is everybody involved. So we have to think about the conscious choices we're making. We have to think about maybe adapting some of the old habits we bring with us, and also the way we lead people onto this job, because at the end of the day, as a human being, environment is everything.
It's got to be a collective effort. It starts with leadership at the top. That's where it starts with me. And I demonstrate that leadership with my leadership team. But it also has to come from the bottom up. There has to be a belief that the culture's right, that we've got to work in a safe environment, and safety is paramount.
Everybody has to buy into this culture, and that's including management. And I think if me and the people that work for me can directly affect how people are working out on the site, it's got to be the way forward. Got to be the way forward.
Human beings are going in and out of this gate all day long. And one of the key things, if you want to come out of this gate at the end of the day, is the life-saving rules. And before you start any job, part of the life-saving rules is just to pause and ask yourself these three questions. 1, what could go wrong? 2, what about a family member or a loved one in this situation? Or number 3, is this safe? Do I need to pause work and get further help?
Our life-saving rules are designed to create a safe working environment, and it's essential everyone understands and believes in them. They will be applied firmly and fairly, and are there to save lives. So read them, believe them, and put safety at the centre of your day.
Need a very, very big commitment. I expect all the lads I have in my team down here, if there was a problem with safety, they'd come to me, or they'd bring it up themselves to somebody else if they've seen someone working unsafe.
They have to look out for one another, and then they have to follow the method statements, not to be cutting corners or attempting to cut corners, and just do it to the best of your ability. Production last, safety first.
Prepare the works, give the time with the support of the work method statement and risk assessment to discuss about the work with the operatives, get them prepared, familiar with the work. I don't imagine delivering a quality without safety.
Well, I like Bbmv's approach to health and safety. They involve you, they make you feel very important, say, you know, that your opinion matters, and when lads feel that their opinion does matter, then they're all the more likely to go with it, you know.
Let's all work together. Let's make this one team all the way through, from top to bottom, one team delivering this fantastic project here on Crossrail.
We've got to get it through to these lads that this is going to kill someone. You know, the next one will probably be a fatality. It's something that I dread, and it's not going to happen here. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you.